Old Elias was a mystery. He lived in a village nestled at the edge of Whispering Wood. People said he spoke the language of animals. They said he knew the secrets of the trees. Elias walked into the woods every day. He always carried a worn leather bag. No one dared follow him. The forest was beautiful, but it was also wild. One day, Elias walked past Lila's house. Lila was a young girl with bright, curious eyes. She watched him from her window. She felt a pull, a whisper from the woods. Lila wanted to know the forest's secrets, too. She decided then and there to follow Elias. She crept out of her house and into the whispering trees. Lila stayed quiet. She followed Elias from a distance. The woods grew darker and denser. Strange and wonderful plants grew beside the path. She heard birds singing songs she had never heard before. Sunbeams danced through the leaves. The air smelled of pine needles and damp earth. Lila felt a thrill of excitement. She had never been this deep into the woods before. Everything felt magical. It was as if the forest itself was welcoming her. Elias walked with a purpose. He never looked back. He seemed to know the path by heart. Lila wondered where he was going. The trees thinned. Lila saw a clearing ahead. Sunlight flooded the space. In the center stood Elias. He was smiling. He had placed his bag on the ground. He was taking out something shiny. Lila crept closer, hiding behind a large oak tree. As she peeked out, she gasped. Sitting beside Elias was a fox, but this was no ordinary fox. Its fur shimmered like gold in the sunlight. The fox was speaking. Lila couldn't believe her eyes or her ears. It spoke in a language that sounded like the wind rustling through leaves. Elias spoke to the fox in the same language. He listened patiently. Sometimes he nodded, sometimes he laughed. Lila watched from behind the tree. She wanted to understand their conversation. She wanted to know what secrets they shared. She realized then that the forest was alive with stories. Every tree, every creature had something to say. She just needed to learn how to listen. Lila decided to be brave. She stepped out from behind the tree. Elias looked up, surprised. The golden fox turned its head and looked at her with intelligent eyes. "Don't be afraid, child," Elias said kindly. "This is Lila. She wants to learn the language of the forest." The golden fox dipped its head in greeting. From that day on, Lila joined Elias and the golden fox. She learned about the healing power of plants. She learned the songs of the birds. She learned the stories whispered on the wind. The forest became her teacher. Elias was her guide. He taught her how to observe, how to listen, how to understand. He showed her the magic hidden in every leaf and stone. Lila learned quickly. She had a thirst for knowledge. She wanted to know everything. The golden fox, whose name was Whisper, became her friend. Section 6. The Storyteller's Gift. As Lila grew older, she realized something. She had a gift for storytelling. She could weave the forest's secrets into tales that captivated everyone. When she spoke, the villagers listened. They saw the forest through her eyes. They heard the whispers of the wind in her words. They felt the magic she brought back with her. Lila became the bridge between the village and the forest. She took the wisdom of Elias and Whisper and shared it with the world. She taught others to respect the natural world. Elias, old and frail, watched Lila with pride. He knew his legacy was safe with her. Lila would ensure that the stories of Whispering Wood would never be forgotten. Section 7. An Evening of Wonder. One evening, Lila gathered the villagers in the clearing. She stood on a small rise, her voice clear and strong. The golden fox, Whisper, sat beside her. She told them stories of talking animals and mischievous fairies. She told them of ancient trees and hidden waterfalls. She brought the forest to life with her words. The villagers were mesmerized. Children sat with wide eyes, their imaginations soaring. Adults listened with rapt attention, rediscovering the wonder of their youth. As the stars twinkled above, Lila finished her tale. A hush fell over the clearing. The only sound was the gentle rustling of leaves, like applause from the forest itself. Section 8. Lila's Legacy. Lila continued to tell stories for many years. She became known throughout the land as the forest storyteller. People came from far and wide to hear her speak. She never forgot the lessons she learned from Elias and Whisper. She taught others to respect the balance of nature. She encouraged them to listen to the whispers of the wind and the trees. Lila's stories became a part of the village's history. Mothers told them to their children, grandparents shared them with their grandchildren. The magic of Whispering Wood lived on. And so, the legacy of the forest continued, passed down through generations, thanks to the curiosity of a young girl and the wisdom of an old man who spoke the language of the trees. Section 9. The Forest's Echo. Even today, if you listen closely in Whispering Wood, you might hear Lila's voice. It echoes in the rustling leaves and the murmuring streams. It whispers in the wind, carrying her stories to those who know how to listen. Lila's tale reminds us that magic exists everywhere. We just need to open our hearts and minds to see it. We need to listen to the whispers of the natural world and learn from its wisdom. For within the heart of every forest, every tree, every creature lies a story waiting to be told. And sometimes, all it takes is a curious heart and a listening ear to discover its magic.